Where's that race thing anyway? Was it here? No, no, that's the tower. It was here. Oh my god, that's far away. Okay. I'm pretty sure I can beat the guy now. I may have to use this
Dimension shift.
for certain parts. And what else? There were spikes, right? So I should wear this. I think that's it. So I'm so fast now. There's no way I can lose, right? Right? There's no way I can lose. And then I lose. I gotta go through here, I think. So I'll do that thing first, and then I'll fight Iga, and that'll be it for Bloodstained. Oh, actually, this is where the, Is it? This is where the piano is. I'm not gonna bother. I think it's just an extra thing, like another Easter egg.
Invert. Invert. Yeah.
Speed tactics. So fast. The stacked speed? Okay, which way do I go? Left? Is it left? Yeah, it is. Oops, I should have kicked downwards. Oh! 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 Get out of here!
Bloodsteel.
Nice. I need to put a better attack on. There we go. Oh, right, I can freeze time now! Will he say I'm a cheater if I do that? I mean, it's not my fault that I'm way more powerful than you with time freeze. Like Dio Brando powers. The world. You're just some random ninja. This reminds me of Bendy and the Ink Machine, the way they come out like that. So I just run, right? Holy crap, it's actually really fast. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, no, I can be faster. Invert! Invert, invert, invert! Oh, jeez. No, I got this. Look how fast I am. I don't even need any other abilities, like Time Freeze. I'm just that good. Okay, what do I win?
How could anyone be faster than me?
Oh, he died. Wait, what? He died. Accelerator? Oh! Is that what I think it is? Oh, it is! It's that ability. Wait, so you have to kill, or you have to, well, I guess he did kill him by beating him. To get the ability. Oh, the skill is so cool. I love the skill. So fun. Super, super fun to use. So that means that you can probably just use the movement speed bonus and then do this. Like immediately after. I think one movement speed bonus is enough. I have 2 right now. It's a bit overkill. Like once you get the Aegis plate and invert, I think you got this.
Have you learned it? Here's what
Okay, so let's take out Iga, and that's it. It burns mana though, but you can do this. Like this is what you do in Castlevania. You just run with this around, run around with this. It does damage too, right? Yeah, it does. Not very good damage, but still damage nonetheless. And basically you can get anywhere now. Really, really easily, I mean. Is that everything? I think it is. The only place I could think of that I haven't covered yet is probably the tower and that black spot there that I can't cover for whatever reason. I think it's bugged up. Tower... I'm at what? 99.7? So it's probably like 3 wall chickens, I assume. I'm just not gonna bother. Eee! Alright, let's finish the game. Once and for all. Is there really nothing here? Did I check this? I checked that for sure. But then, like this part here. Really? Oops. I don't have heretical grinder. Because usually there's an area beside Dracula that has some kind of thing they can break open. I guess it could be this, like this part here. But it doesn't really count, I think. And that teleporting guy, Benjamin, he's still gone. I don't know where he is. I'm not gonna bother with him. There's no point. I feel like the wall chicken's probably in one of these areas. Because when I went through here, I didn't go through very thoroughly. Possibly to the right here? Down in this area? Or one of the other labs? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, this is the lab. This is the glacial tomb. Okay. Alright, so let's take out Iga. Hopefully I don't get killed by him. He uses magic, right? He uses fire magic. He used Rigadoin, I think. So let's put fire resist on. What if I change the SP rounds? Like if I put a gun on, and then I change this to the super one, does it increase my damage? I highly doubt it. Did it? 196? Was I always at 196? Oh, I was. Okay. I'm just crazy. That'd be so broken, though, if bullets affected your weapon. Ah ha 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 ha!
I am called for. I will keep resurrecting.
Oh my god. Am I not hitting him? I just have to hit his head, right? Ow! What does that do? What does that do? What does that do? Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, that's the have at you. That's Rigadoin. Oh, I'm so dead. His movements are really awkward. Oh my god. Unacceptable.
As long as I am called for, I will keep resurrecting.
He will keep resurrecting. Be careful. Okay. Let's take him out before he resurrects again. Like, theoretically, he should not be as difficult as Alucard, right? But he is Dracula.
As long as I am called for,
But Alucard always beats Dracula, right? I don't want him to land on me. This is an awkward angle. Jesus, attack range, though. Oh! Oh, crap! It lasts forever. He's gonna shoot at me. Ah! Oh! I wonder if there's a sweet spot, like right here. Ow! I need to bounce on his head. Holy, okay, maybe Iga is stronger than Alucard. Huh. Iga's so crazy. So I don't need Accelerator, I need Beast Guardian, I think? I don't know if I need Bloodsteel. Let's keep Catfire on, and then put on EU. Maybe have Silver Knight? Because he has so many projectiles. I'm super buffed as well, my stats. Because I have all the books out. Such a crazy buff.
as long as I am called
So let's try this out. Is there a sweet spot right in front of him? No, he still hits you. Still has active frames. Maybe. Let's see this one. Yeah, he tosses it right on me. It didn't work? Oh, he tosses it directly at me, I see. So, theoretically, I can walk back and then walk up. That attack has crazy range, though. I don't know how to dodge that one well.
As long as I am called for.
Because it's so fast. I just have to not be greedy with my attacks, I think. When is he the most vulnerable? When he's casting the chain fire attack, I think.
I will keep resurrecting. And
That's pretty vulnerable. Damn it.
unacceptable.
Answer my call! There!
Just like no damage. I mean, it's better than nothing. I can't stand behind him. That's one of the annoying things. That range! Oh my god! And that didn't work. Crap! Ah! Unacceptable! And one is dead. Oh my god, he's crazy! Catfire probably doesn't work. He doesn't actually drop blood, so I can't heal off of it. He's probably weak to Holy, if he is Dracula. Wonder if Tis Wraith works.
Tis Wraith!
Theoretically, though, Beast Guardian or maybe Standstill might be okay. Tornado Slicer? Let me see this again.
Ha! Ha!
That's so stupid. Aqua Stream is stupid too. Is there a Holy attack? Try this.
Tex Osseous! Tex Osseous!
Does like no damage. I think they have high magic resist though. Fairies. I think this really is just get good. Still. I mean, when is it not, right?
As long as I am called for, I will keep resurrecting. Unacceptable.
Tex Osseous!
Is that 120?
Tex Osseous!
No.
Tex Osseous!
That attack is not reliable.
Tis Wraith! Tis Wraith!
Are you serious?
Tis Wraith! Tis
Hit him!
Tis Wraith!
41 damage. None of this stuff works. So, I seriously don't think anything else exists aside from EU. Seriously.
Rigastorama!
Immune to fire? No. So I can guard that. It's just hard. Oh yeah, I just gotta get good. How did that get me?
Rigastorama!
Fireball! Yeah, when he disappears for a long time, it's always fireball.
As long as
I could summon zombies on him. I think the zombies will hit him.
There!
Maybe they're a little bit too short. Give it a try. Oh, what if he has a second form, like Dracula? He turns into a monster or something.
I will keep resurrecting.
I think he's too tall.
Come!
Yeah, just by a little bit. I'm gonna do that. It's pretty good damage.
Come!
Unacceptable.
There! Come!
Oh my god. Fireball! Crap. That's a good opening.
Come!
Yeah, the zombie's useless. Let's try, before I die, let's try the ghost.
There!
Is it doing anything? Crap! Right, it lasts for a long time. I will protect you after I'm dead. Should I summon something? Like summon one of these? Shovel armor.
There!
Does he just... Oh, he just goes in and out. Okay. Is there one that lasts forever? I know this one... Where is it? Oh no, that's the other one. That's, Directional Shard. What?
Answer my call.
Oh, it actually bounces. I was thinking about the pig one. This one. Plume Parma. Toxic Storm. I'm pretty sure it's resistant. Hellhound? Oh, what the hell? Whoa, that's a huge amount of mana though. 200 mana cost? I can't spam that. What if I use this one?
There.
That's pretty troll. Throwing Axe? That's probably good, to be honest. Because I think it's high enough to hit his head. I can just toss it out and then smack him. Or I can always jump, right? Okay. Bottle, I mean wine. What's he doing? Wine? His hitbox is so massive. Yeah, it does hit him. Crap, again. Oh, he threw it on me. Oh, great. He can't be that tanky, right? I'm assuming he's not that tanky. So he should be dead soon. Oh, jeez! That was a bad input. I backdashed, and then I tried to double jump, but I held down. Okay, the axe sucks. I'm just gonna not use the Conjure Shard, I think. What is this one? Oh, wait.
Arise, myself and my shadow.
Oh, this might actually be good. Ah, the Kickstarter backers will protect me. Makes sense. I mean, I assume they can protect me from regular projectiles.
Myself and my shadow.
Fireball, no. What are they protecting me from? That was Silver Knight protecting me. Fireball? No, seriously, what do you do, Kickstarters? Summons Poltergeist to create a protection barrier. From what? Oh! It's the Mega Man ability. Flower Shield. Fireball. I think I can win. Crap. That's really close. That was good bait. Don't throw it on me! Damn it. So that's the only thing that I have to worry about, really. The wine. Okay. Conjure does not work against them, I think. So just don't worry about it, get good, I think. It's probably the best bet. Damn it. So tanky. No, I don't want to drink. He's gonna throw it behind me, right? Oh, no. So he always throws it on me if I'm just sitting there. There we go, that's how you do it. AI manipulation. Fireball. Oops. That was bad. Okay, I got it now. Time to get the medal.
I am code.
Yeah. So I need to keep my distance
I am code 4.
until he does the wine attack.
Resurrecting.
Yeah, like that. Oh, I'm too close. Fireball. No. That's the ice attack. Seriously, these hitboxes are massive. Wine? Okay. Yeah, manipulation, dodge, ice. Keep hitting him, miss. Wine? No, fireball. Oops. I knew it was coming too. Another one? No. Wine? Oh, too close. I got this. This has to be to earn. He's so tanky though. He should be dead really, really soon. Oh, what the hell? That's different. So I have to jump to dodge it? That's insane. But it means he's almost dead, for sure. Is the ice attack upgraded too? No. Just the wine. Wine is OP. I need a double jump and then go around. I think the first time I got it right.
Code 4.
Basically.
I will keep resurrecting.
Okay. That must be it. This is to earn now.
I will keep resurrecting.
Oh, that was a great block. Wrong prediction. Oh, the fire's not going away. Oh crap! Speaking of fire. No, I messed up! Manipulation got messed up. That was my medal. Not low HP yet. But really soon, I think. Fireball? Now, yeah. Okay. I think I got this. Fireball. Nice. There we go. That's how you do it. Fireball? I expected the fireball there. Fireball now. Bad position. Bad position. Come on, just die! I know you're almost dead! Silver Knight, hello? There we go. Whew. I give in! It's so good. What is this? Insatiable. Shattered glass on the ground to create a pool of magic. Where is it? Insatiable. favorite it.
Unacceptable!
Oh!
Unacceptable!
Oh, that's what it means. It's holy water. That is badass.
Unacceptable!
I mean, it's basically my ability that I've been using. I mean, that's actually one of the reasons why I was using the fire attack, other than it being a cat attack.
Unacceptable!
Because, yeah, it's
Unacceptable!
like a super version of this. I don't know if it's actually accurate, but I feel like I've been using the best shard the entire way through. I'm probably wrong. But I just feel like nothing else compares. I know they're upgraded, but even before they were upgraded, like this was... Actually, let's try it out. Hold on a second. I don't want to speak too soon. It could be because I haven't upgraded some of them. But they're not really easy to upgrade, most of them.
Unacceptable!
Yeah, it falls directly, just like Catfire.
Unacceptable!
How many of those do I have now? Bone Toss? Oh, Sword Whip. Right.
Got any targets for? Here's what I've turned up on them. Good work.
That's basically the last quest. Where's the Sword Whip? Was it here? I saw it, I think. That's right there. Sword Whip. Oh, depending on how long you hold it, it extends. No. Is it? If I mash it, it gets bigger. But I think it's because it's causing it to hold down. That's so badass. What if I jump? Diagonal? Oh, I can do diagonals too. Okay, so if I enhance... Let's say I enhance... let's see... I don't have that many materials. Flamethrower? No. Which one do I want to enhance? Tornado Slicer, I can't do it. I want to enhance that, because that's the other cat attack. Bone Toss. I have 8 of them. Crazy. What else is there? Oh, it takes 8-bit coin to upgrade this? That's so ridiculous. What do I have a lot of? Gunpowder I have a lot of. Toxic Storm? Poison you can buy, I think.
I'll go with this.
But the problem with poison is that most things aren't affected by it. So I still don't think it's going to be that good. I would assume the other ones are better though, like some of these ones, once you upgrade them. I guess I just didn't have much.
I'll go with
Let's
this.
try this one, because I have a lot of them. Va Iska.
I'll go with this.
Actually, there was a... What is it? Was there a refine for it? It's like Va Iska plus something else. Is it craft? Yeah. Tis Rosane. Is that the laser? And then this is Teps Sal... What is this one? Teps Oseus. That's lightning. Rigadoin is this one. But I like my Catfire. I have this already. Resist magic? That sounds really broken. Huh. Vashia is the dropping ice one. Okay.
Unacceptable.
Right, this one. Insatiable.
So, what'll it be?
Can I enhance it? It takes lemonade. Oh, I have lemonade. Oh, that's so stupid. I just realized. It's not actually wine, is it? It's lemonade. Gotta keep it PG. Even though this game is not PG.
Oh, what would you like to buy?
I would like to buy lemonade.
Is this... Oh, thank you.
So cool. But this attack is so weak. It's like 60 attack.
I'll go with this.
Does it still take lemonade? It seems like it does. Increases coverage. Let's see how much.
Pace yourself.
Unacceptable.
Okay, it's going a little bit further.
What are we transmuting this time?
But it's not instant, and it doesn't last as long. I could be speaking too soon still.
I'll go with this.
But Rigostorama was always, like, it's only level 3, right? But it was always really big.
I'll go with this.
This one is just thin lines. Unless you can make it as big as Iga's.
Unacceptable.
Oops, wrong way.
Unacceptable.
That's pretty cool,
Fine.
honestly.
What are we transmuting this time?
I like it. But
I'll go with this.
Catfire, 8-bit coin. I might as well use it. Oh, no, it's not something I want. It's apple juice now.
Come back.
Unacceptable.
How many can I use?
Unacceptable.
Oh, okay, that's better then. That's definitely better than Catfire. Because you stack it. Catfire you can only use once or twice.
Hello. Oh, what would you like to buy?
I think it's supposed to be once. But then sometimes you can do it twice when it bugs up, I think. I don't have apple juice. Do I? I don't. Okay, well,
Are you eating
the
properly?
thing
What
is,
are we
the
transmuting
Catfire
this time?
does extremely well. And it lasts forever, because you get it so early. So, yeah, really good stuff. Apple juice. Apple pie? Apple juice? It requires apples. How do I get apples? That is the question, isn't it?
Stop back often.
Okay. I guess that's it then. What if I let the sword hit them on the way back? I'm testing something, Silver Knight. I don't need your protection right now. That was on the way back, right? It doesn't really matter, I think. It's just active frames in general. Tomatoes. Oh, I need apples, though. It's pretty badass. What if I just do a regular attack? Is it the same damage? 67? Yeah, it is. Ooh. Knocked his head off. Alright, I'll do closing statements now, and then that'll be it for Bloodstained. So as always, this is a reflection, not a review. Just gonna reiterate some of the stuff I went over during the playthrough with more detail. And probably address some of the things I mentioned during the opening statements. Is music too loud? Might be a little bit loud. Okay, I'm hoping to make this a little bit short, but that basically never happens. Before going into all the specific categories, let me just say that this game exceeded my expectations. But that's only because my expectations were really low. It's a very safe presentation of the Igavania style of game. So, it's very loyal to this style, to the genre, and there are very few truly new innovations. But I am glad that the game turned out pretty good, and it wasn't Mighty Number 9. Or Chasm. Alright, starting with audiovisual. As expected, the music and the sound effects in this game are good. Really good, actually. Maybe not exceptionally good, but I'd say they're pretty damn good. Personally, I think the Ecclesia soundtrack is better, overall. But, you know, it's music, so to each their own. The music side, obviously, because it is by Michiru Yamane, is very loyal to Castlevania. It captures that Castlevania vibe. And I think some of the other composers, because the main composer was Michiru Yamane, but there were some other ones as well. The other composers did pretty well too, I think. Very solid. For the sound effects, though, like the only thing I really want to mention is the cheesy sound effects, because I really like that stuff, like the ee-oo screaming. Like, I wish they would do more of that kind of stuff. Because Castlevania always does that. From like the howling wolves to the screaming banshees. For some reason, I never get sick of it. Because it's so ridiculous. Iga's voice was amazing too. The fact that he actually recorded it in English was pretty awesome. But on that topic, for sound, I need to talk about the voiceovers. Because even though the acting was great, now these are experienced voice actors. They're really good at their jobs. I felt like the accents were all over the place. Like, they didn't sound natural to me. I'm not sure why they didn't just go with their regular voices without trying to add an accent onto it. Like, whatever is natural to them. Or, if you're going to do this, just do British actors. Get British actors or actors who are more experienced with British accents. Because I feel like the actors aren't that experienced with the accent. So, in that sense, I think it's a failure in direction. Possibly casting. But, like I said, the acting was good. The acting of the characters, you feel their emotions and all that stuff. Silver Knight's actually bugging me. I'm gonna get rid of you. How do you get rid of this? There we go. I'm using keyboard controls. It's really strange. Yeah, it's the direction that failed, I think. Like, even sometimes there were some awkward pauses, which is normal for speaking. But in games and shows and movies and whatever, it's a performance. So pausing is a little bit irregular unless it's there for effect, and I feel like it wasn't there for effect. I think some of the names were kind of strange as well. Like, obviously, Japanese to English translation is odd, so Zangetsu turns into Zangetsu, which I guess is fine because, in English there's no direct comparison to it. But names like Johannes and Jeeble, I think those are really strange. Jeeble, okay, I'll let that slide because it's arguable, but Johannes I feel like should probably have been Johannes. Like Johannes. But it's hard to say for certain because even though this is technically historical, the setting, it's a fantastical setting as well. So without doing too much research, which I don't want to do right now, I can't really say for certain how appropriate it is. Yeah, I don't really want to go too deep into linguistics and stuff, but linguistics in terms of how people speak, English in the 12th century, I believe, it's not the same as British English nowadays. And that's what people do, or think English is like, British English, like Americans or non-Europeans, they think that this is what it sounds like always. But you have to know something about history and the history of linguistics, especially of English, to understand this. And this kind of ties into the narrative aspects, which I'll talk about a little bit right now before coming back to it. So yeah, narrative aspects, narrative elements, that's coming up next. I don't think the story is a major part of the game, as with most Metroidvanias. It's just there to move the gameplay along. It's not like some kind of life-changing experience. It's still enjoyable in that you can get into the story, get into the world, but it's not entirely immersive. I don't think there's too much to say aside from that. Honestly, it's fine for what it is because of the genre. And the main characters, I think the main characters are fine too. It's just because how fast-paced the in-world story technically moves. So when I say in-world story, I mean like the urgency of having to stop Jeeble, urgency of having to stop Alfred, stop Dominique. If you play it at your own pace, it's actually not the same pace as the in-world story. Like if you grind for items and all that. People need to know how to separate narrative and gameplay, and this is one of those separations. So yeah, the in-world story moves very quickly, so we don't really get to know the characters too much. We have very few interactions, just some simple interactions, and that's about it. Now, going back to the accent thing, the world building in this game, I feel like, is incomplete, and I don't want to assume too much, but I do want to say this, though. The world building leaves a lot of things open. We have this world with very few details that we know for sure, which means that this might be opening up the possibility of sequels in different settings. Now, what I mean is, we know that there's like an East. We know that demons exist in this world, can come into this world through rituals and stuff. We know that there's alchemy and exorcists, and this is like very loose world building. It's just telling us that these things are there, which means there's a potential for sequels or spin-offs where you take the role of maybe not Miriam, but maybe an exorcist or another alchemist, maybe a different time period, just like in Castlevania, you kind of shift through time. The Belmonts are always different. Maybe next game we'll play as an ancestor of Miriam, and we'll get a little more world building, seeing how the world has changed before or after. Ancestor or descendant, I guess. Doesn't really matter. That's what I mean by it's very loose. There's a lot of potential that can be done. So yeah, let me just go back to the accent thing. I'm going to say this as a tangent. It's not technically related to the game, but it is related in some ways. So what a lot of games do, and a lot of movies and TV shows, like Game of Thrones, or any other TV show that takes place in a medieval European setting, is they adopt a stereotypical British accent to represent the European setting. Now, for those who don't know, English as we know it today is not anything like it was back then. It's just merely a convenience that we use modern British English to represent English-speaking European countries or settings. There was something called the Great Vowel Shift, which took place centuries after the setting of Bloodstained, that eventually turned English to what it is today. The language prior to that sounded extremely Germanic, because English is a Germanic language. It's hard to argue for historical accuracy or historical consistency, because they took liberties there, as well as, it being a fantasy setting. But the thing is, why I mention this is I've actually seen people say, like, oh yeah, the accents are good, the accents are great, appropriate, the world is cool because it ties into, like, real-world settings and stuff. It's not really. Like, if you want to get technical about it, it really isn't. But, like I said, it's not really that important to the overall setting of the game. Like, all you need to know, really, is that it takes place in this setting. They take the liberty of showing us through British accents. Honestly, though, I don't think it was necessary, because we should know already. Just say it takes place in Europe, and represent it with English that is appropriate for a modern setting, whether it be British English or American English or any other variety of English. More technical. I shouldn't say variant. That's actually a different word, different meaning in linguistics. And this ties into the thing I want to talk about with, like, Nippon and Nipponese, the English words used to describe Japan in this game. I'm almost entirely sure that that is historically inaccurate and absolutely absurd, because when I saw it, I was like, wow, are you serious? Like, Nipponese sword. Why would you do that? And I think the reason why is because they wanted to give the location and Zangetsu a really exotic feel. Because it's like, oh, it's Japan, but we call it Nippon because it used to be called that. But as far as I know, the name Nippon hasn't been used by the West for a very, very, very long time. Like before the time frame of this game. And they used different names afterwards. So, yeah, the only purpose of it is to give it a sense of exoticism. It's kind of ridiculous. And the funny thing about that is that Zangetsu speaks with an American accent, which obviously cannot be a thing in that era, so it's just the whole mess. So yeah, I don't want to hear this stuff about, like, world building and accents and all that stuff being accurate. It really isn't. But again, it's not a very important part of the game. It's not really that related to the game also. I just wanted to mention this because I have seen arguments being made about the accents being fine. For whatever reason, they think it's fine. Whatever their perspective is. I mean, you can have your own opinion, but if you want to, like, use these facts and use them as, like, narrative elements, talk about narrative elements in relation to them, then it's a whole different story. But yeah, anyway, let's just move on. So yeah, I think this game, the world building that it does, it opens up the possibility of sequels, which I actually do think it deserves. It's a great game. So with that, I'll talk about gameplay then. The most important thing in this genre. So like I said, the gameplay is really safe. It's a typical Egovania, which, like I also mentioned before in the opening statements, I think, it's not always a positive thing. I won't go over too many of the details like backdashing boss fights and all that stuff, the other conventions of this subgenre. I just want to focus on some of the most remarkable good and bad aspects. And the main one is menuing. The menuing in this game is atrocious. Like the fact that you have to pause to access stuff, or you have to use shortcuts. I don't know what shortcut is. Oh, it is. It's tab. Okay. So the fact that you have to... Whoops. Oh, nice. I hit spacebar and that's what happened. Yeah, I think it's really clunky. It's just not very well done. There are other games where you can just press buttons and switch your loadouts in an instant. Like even Ecclesia had that. More recently, basically every game has the ability to use potions on a hotkey or shift through items and then use those items. Because the genre is an action-based game. It's in real time. Why would you do any pausing in a real-time game? Makes no sense. Like, the extreme example is Dark Souls, right? You can't even pause in that game. You open up your menu, the enemies can still attack you, and then you're dead. It's to simulate the idea where you basically shift through your bag. Oh, I'm looking for an item to use that'll help me. Oh, wait. I can't just pause. The enemy's not going to wait for me to take my item out. The enemy's going to kill me. So yeah, that's like the epitome of action-based real-time games, and this game doesn't do that. Modern iterations of a lot of these kinds of games do not allow you to do that. Like Hollow Knight is a very good example of a modern Metroidvania. It doesn't let you do that. Like, there is a pause feature, which I think is good, because I think not having pause is kind of stupid. But when you enter a menu to look at stuff, you shouldn't actually be able to pause enemies as well. It's like using the world without having to beat Alucard. So I think that could have been improved. The one that they have right now, it's simple, functional, but it's a little bit clunky because it doesn't really fit 2019. That's my main issue with it. They could have had a lot more like non-stop action if they didn't do it this way. Next topic I want to talk about is shards. Now, honestly, I feel like the shard system was pretty well done. It's, you know, it's also the established system that previous games had with like glyphs and souls and whatever. So it really is like down to preference. You use whatever you want. But as I mentioned in the playthrough, I honestly felt like I had the shards that were, you know, among the best, among the strongest available. The Catfire ability, Rigastorama, Heretical Grinder, EU, they were insanely powerful, and they weren't even upgraded that much. With 3 levels in Rigastorama, it covered like the entire map. Like, what's the hotkey for it? How do I use it? Keyboard controls though. Enter is jump, nice. That's direction. Holding is direction. That's attack. That's grinder. Oh, it's F. Press F to pay respects. Look at that, that's level 3. 3 pillars. It covers a huge portion of this room, and most rooms just look like this, right? And then Heretical Grinder. Oh, it's insane. Because you can use it to, like, both of them, you can use it for screen clearing, constant DPS, because they hit multiple times. You can use it to check for wall chickens. So it had both offensive capabilities and utility. And I think very few shards had that kind of overall power, consistent power. For my type of playthrough where you don't do any grinding for money or shards, just kind of go with the flow. Now, I didn't have as much money as, you know, those kinds of playthroughs where you actually do grind. So with less money and resources, this kind of budget loadout that provided so much was insanely valuable to me. Now the thing is, I don't know if I actually got lucky picking these things. I just picked the Catfire because it was a cat ability, and it ended up being good. And then EU was really cool because I thought it was cool. The grinding was cool, and the EU screaming is awesome. So yeah, I just went with it. And I think that's what really matters in like your own playthrough, unless you just want to copy other people. You want to do what's fun to you, what you like to do. You can pick whatever you want, whatever style you want, and then leave it up to the speedrunners and analysts to figure out what the most optimal and efficient shards are. You don't need to worry about that kind of stuff, because as long as you're having fun with the game, that's all that matters. But if I am correct about this, and like these 2 shards were the most powerful ones, then I think there might be an imbalance. Again, not certain, but there are so many shards in this game. They should all be more or less equal, or at least be side grades for different situations. But when I tried to switch out Heretical Grinder, I noticed that most of their abilities, directional shards, could not pass through walls and did not have the same damage efficiency. Maybe they did. Damage might have been a bit better for some of them, but the overall utility, like passing through walls and sniping things with it, that wasn't there. Not too certain if they were actually the best. Next thing I want to talk about is the progression of the game. Just quickly talk about the non-linear progression. I like that you can sequence break in this game without too much hassle. You don't have to do anything crazy. You just have to do your dive kick onto some candles. And that's what I did. I fought Bloodless earlier than I was supposed to, and it was a fun challenge to me. It was a bit frustrating, sure, but it was fun to me. And like if I actually grinded and used healing items in the boss fights, like in Bloodless's boss fight or any other boss fight, I think the game would have been extremely easy to me. So on that note, sequence breaking, pretty cool. Difficulty, maybe a little bit too easy, unless you have some self-imposed rules or if there's a hard mode available. But in general, like I said, Castlevania games, if you play it a certain way, it will be easy. If you use items, spam items, grind for money, like you can just put on that plate that deals damage to everything around you and just walk in and out of this room grinding money from that candle, right? And if you get 100 coins, 100 bucks, 100 gold, then yeah, you're rich. Like you can even use the other rooms, right? There are other candles in the other rooms. You can even grind for items, like turn your luck really high. Like right now I have really crazy luck. I can increase my luck even further with items. I think that there was that one enemy that kept dropping a flame whip at a really high rate for some reason. Just grind that room, get a lot of money. So you can do stuff like that, and the game would be so much easier because you can just max out on pots, spam and forge the best items, make really powerful stuff. But I think that's less fun because the way I play the game is like just go with the flow. The flow of the game is actually a game design element. When a game is well designed, it flows well. When it flows well, it feels like as you progress through the game, it's really natural. This natural progression is what I enjoy about a well-designed game. The fact that you can just kind of go with the flow, the intended way, arguably intended way, and just have fun with it. If you have to repeat content, especially like going in and out of a room and grinding something, it's just stupid. It's not new gameplay, it's repeating the existing gameplay, old gameplay that's already been there. And that's not good, because you always want to give the player something fresh to have fun with. And some people like grinding, sure. But in my perspective, it's a bit of a flaw in terms of design. Because like in this game, you don't need to grind, and you can still do really well. You just gotta get good. Grinding just makes it easier for you. And the fact that they have that option is, I think, very important, because not everyone wants to do a playthrough like I did. I think there's a few more things I can cover, but I think I'll just leave it off here, because it's already been going on for quite a while. What I will say, though, is I will return to this game once they release Zangetsu mode. And if Zangetsu mode is anything like the additional character modes in Castlevania, it's just going to be like the way I played, where you can't use items. And that's going to be pretty fun, I think. We'll see, though, when the time comes. Overall, though, I actually think that the game's value justifies its price, the $40 price tag. Because we've gotten so much already. I mean, some of it is DLC that you have to pay for. So let's just say it's $50. Okay, maybe not $50. That's too expensive. But if you don't want to get the Iga DLC and all that other stuff, then don't get it. Just wait for the additional stuff to come out, because there's free DLC coming out as well. I think it's quite worth it, especially if you do multiple playthroughs and you want to actually do it 100%. But I do believe this is a little bit on the expensive side. So if it's too much for you, then wait for it to go on sale, because it will inevitably go on sale for like 30% off, 50% off in the next year or so. But yeah, it's a very solid game, very representative, as expected, of the Igavania genre. A good spiritual successor to Castlevania, and I want more. Very greedy of me. I want more good gameplay and more fun. So yeah, I do have some things that I wrote down that I can't talk about, but I'll leave that for some other time maybe, because I don't want to exceed 30 minutes. I think I already have. Maybe not when I cut it. It's still pretty long though. Anyway, that has been it for Bloodstained, the Miriam playthrough on regular difficulty, normal difficulty. I will be back with more later on. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.